Hi everybody. I got really lazy last night and ended up just laying in bed and watching movies, so my apologies for not going on live last night and reading these myths as promised. But we're back today. And we've got my lovely leg lamp, which I've moved from the back of the room to this side of the room because I thought it would be fun. Good morning, Purple Sky. Now, did you get the notification bell or did you only see my Skype message? Because I heard people are not getting my notification bells and I don't know what that's all about. So, 5 people. Hi. Okay, so we're reading World Myths, which Lunaya picked the Raven and the First Human, and then from the Native American myths. And then we're finally going to be reading the chakra charts off of this, so I'm really excited. Okay, Purple Sky says both. Thomas says, I got the notification. Okay, then it's just some people. Erica Townsend, hi! And you got the notification bell. Good. I Kale Sunflower, hi! Yay! Everybody's here. And I Kale, I wanted to do this live especially for folks like you who are in the UK and run on regular time, unlike folks like me and Thomas who are across the world but run on each other's time. It's kind of interesting. But I want to do more morning shows so I can hit more of the UK audience. Stormy Night, hi! Oh, your first time to watch? Excellent! I'm so excited that you're here. Joyce, good morning. Everyone, good morning. Okay, so basically, Lunia is not here at the moment, so I think what we'll do is we'll read from this one because Lunia, you guys are welcome. Lunia wanted me to read the myth to her. So when she pops in, then I will go over to that. But Thomas is in the UK. He is. And I'm in the US, but we kind of run on each other's time clocks. It's weird. We sleep at the same. I think Thomas tries to run on US time because he's got so many people over here in Canada. And so, and then I'm on this other, it's hard to explain, but he and I are like, we try and run on each other's time. And ever since I started getting friends in the UK, which is like 10, 15 years ago, my body clock's just been all over the place because I want to chat with them. So anyway, yes, soul twins, like that, like soul twins, exactly. So when we read out of this book a couple of times, and especially when I did the challenge that I put out to the witchy community and everybody else, even those who are in like the metaphysical community, spiritual community, we did the show your belly like Botticelli challenge, right? And in that video I talked all about this book. And everybody was really excited to see and have me read and talk about the main chart. So that's what we're here to do today, and or first, and then we'll be reading from some myths, and I will take requests out of this book, etc. So let's just start straight away. We've said hi, right? Your sleep pattern seems to have fallen into that routine. Yeah, right? Because you just want to be with your friends all the time. Same with me. I ordered that book and you're just starting it. That's fantastic. So do you have it already? Eva Thomas, hi, how are you? Nice to see you here. So we are in Eastern Body, Western Mind, which is the book that I say is all I need to know about chakras. No matter what type of practice you do, whether it's healing energy work and you're not a witch or witchcraft at all, or whether you practice Wicca and witchcraft, or whether you are a Christian and just want to know more about your chakras. I mean, this book's really for anybody because it doesn't have a general approach. The only approach is teach about the chakras. Who is the author? The author is something Judith. And no, Anadia, Judith? Anadia? Beautiful name. I just didn't know how to pronounce it. And I think I told you guys Judith was the name on the book, and Judith is the last name. You're welcome. Oh, hi, Roseanne Novello. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I thought that was a comment from somebody else. So, absolutely brilliant synthesis of the chakra system and the heart of Western psychology. John Friend says that. So, it's psychology and the chakra system as a path to the self. So this book's really about trying to fine-tune your chakras, kind of do some, this is basically a book on, in my mind, like how to do shadow work and how to start it and how to understand yourself and how you formed and how you developed as a human. Dangerous Eyes, hi, how are you? Nina's here. Nina, I just had your sweater on, but again, it is so hot. That moon sweater that you sent me, so cool. But whenever I go outside, I put it on because it is like, keeps me hot. But I run a little bit warmer, I think. Maybe I'm part werewolf, who knows. I'm kidding, but. Okay, first we're going to talk about Chakra 1. So for those, we got plenty of people here now. Hello to everybody who's here. First we're going to talk about Chakra 1. You were just thinking about this on your live. That's oh, you were just talking about this. You were just talking about what? The book? Shadow work? Oh, the root? Okay. So Chakra 1 is the root chakra. And normally I'd stand up. We're in bed. Let's see how I can do this. I'll show you where it is. I don't even have a dolly I could show you on. Okay. We'll show you on Sasquatch. So, because I don't want to stand up and tip over the camera in bed. Okay, so the chakras, when we start at 1, it doesn't stop from the top down, it starts opposite. It starts from the bottom of the torso up to the crown of the head, okay? So Chakra 1, your root chakra, really lies here at the base of your torso, or the bottom of, the edges here, all right? Now, that's your root chakra. Chakra 2, and it's red. Chakra 2 is your sacral chakra, which lays right at your genitals, and it is orange. Number 3 is right at the belly button. It's your solar plexus. It's yellow. Number 4 is your heart chakra. It's green. Number 5 is your throat chakra. It's blue. Number 5. Number 6 is your third eye chakra. It lays right here. And then number 7 is your crown chakra, which lays right at the top of your head. So we are going to, hi Erica, how are you? There's 2 Ericas here. There's Erica and Erica. I love it both. So that's how they go. It didn't make sense to me because I like things to be in a certain way. I felt like they should have been numbered 1 through down, but I didn't make this up, so I just have to accept that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? 7 chakras. You love my hair? Thanks. I was having trouble with it this morning, and I was just like, you know what? Whatever. It's fine. Just go live. You've been promising for too long. So interesting, I agree. Gypsy Lee is here. Yay! Blue is your favorite? The throat. Gems work for higher chakras down. Okay. My theory is why they start at 1 where they do is because that's where life begins. I agree. And when we sit down for meditation, it's your connection with the earth. And that's where the roots to the earth are. It makes sense that your roots to the earth would be there too when we sit in a lotus position. Hi, Gary. Jerry, excuse me. Hi, Jerry. How are you? No, but Espen's Tomato Soup Live was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I always really enjoy Espen's lives. They're great. Whether they're cooking or him working in his workshop or whatever. So when we go, Freshwater Fairies, hi! Great, lovely topic for a lovely day. So Chakra 1, the Sanskrit name is, I'm going to spell it for you, Muladhara, Muladhara, and the location is the base of the spine or the coccygeal plexus, which is your coccyx. Do you guys know that the coccyx is the name of the tailbone? Where are my skeletons? They're all my training skeletons for like massage school and stuff are in like the garage and storage. But basically at the base of your spine where all the vertebrae end, there's this big chunk. That's the sacrum, the big bone. And then at the bottom of the sacrum, there's these 5 little bones that look like a tail. And that's your coccyx. So in this book, it says that at the coccygeal plexus is where the root spine actually lives. The central issue for your root chakra is survival. Okay? You like the idea of using the muscle cards for an oracle deck? Thank you. Yeah, because in massage school I had to find ways to remember things, and so I figured that there wasn't just one reason for that. To ground yourself to earth, you need to let your bare feet touch the earth. I agree, Jerry. That's one really good way. Really good way. Have your bare feet touch dirt, If you have hardwood floors, it's not exactly good for plantar fasciitis, but walk on those hardwood floors when you get a chance. You're going to ground yourself to these earth elements. You struggle with keeping organized, so your root's always deprived. So the central issue is survival. Hey, Brittany, welcome. The orientation to the self of the root chakra is self-preservation. Okay? And that goes hand in hand with survival, right? Our basic instincts, our self-preservation, our survival, beyond what even our, maybe not our soul, but beyond even what our body understands. Our body goes into survival mode on its own, right? Like if you're drowning, if somebody's helping you, you can actually, it's dangerous to save a drowning person because their instinct is to pull down. So if you go to save somebody and they're on their last tidal breath, their instinct is to just pull you down with them. So what I'm trying to tell you by that is I think that there's a lot of these survival instincts that are just like somehow ingrained into our bodies or DNA. And that makes a lot of sense with the self-preservation and the survival. Okay, so the goals of chakra 1, the root chakra, are stability, grounding, physical health, prosperity, and trust. The rights, so what rights does the root chakra have? The rights are to be here and to have. The developmental stage. So this is interesting, and I don't think a lot of people know this, and I certainly didn't know it until I got this book. Each chakra develops at different stages of your life, not just in the early months, but like for instance, chakra 5, the throat chakra, our communication, doesn't develop until 7 to 12 years. So all those times I was harping on my daughter for being a quiet child and not talking, I may have stunted her growth a little bit because I may have stressed her out. She wasn't developed enough yet. And so when we look back on this, not only does it help us have compassion and empathy and understanding for young people, but understanding when we reflect back at ourselves as a young person too. And as you guys know, yesterday we played dolls. I'm still a young person, and so are all of you. We have it in our hearts, and I don't think it's something we should let go of. But it's interesting to know when these things develop. Okay, so that's the developmental stage for the root chakra, is the womb to 12 months. So it takes about 2 years, doesn't it? The whole womb time up to 12 months of being a tiny human. Espen, hi! You have some friends here. Jerry's here talking about your tomato soup. It looked lovely, by the way. We are talking about chakras. The identity of the root chakra is your physical identity. The demon of the root chakra is fear. So, fear, that demon, hides in the root chakra, in the cochlear plexus. I may not be saying that right. I'm trying my best. The element is earth. And so when you guys were talking about grounding and, root chakra and all of that, I was so happy because the element is earth and it just makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Purple Sky, if you don't know Espen yet, go hug him because he does great live streams and he's making me something cool in his workshop. I couldn't be more excited about that. All the way out in Norway, right? I'm so bad with remembering people's names and where they live. Gypsy Lee, yeah! See you soon. Okay. So the element of the root chakra, chakra 1, is earth. The excessive characteristics of the root chakra. Norway, I got it right finally. Because I know Jezebel, isn't she out in Denmark? And you're in Norway, and sometimes I mix those up. Excessive characteristics. Heaviness. So, would you see Suzuki? Hi. So what does this mean, excessive characteristics? Well, when your root chakra is not spinning like it should, and it's slowed down and it's murky, Because when our chakras are doing good, they're spinning. They're spinning wheels that rotate and get all the systems going and working. And why we work with the chakras is to get them all spinning, all moving appropriately, all working for all of our different spiritual systems, if you will. All these different 7 spiritual systems. So the excessive characteristics, when your root chakra is off, per se, or out of balance, you will feel heaviness, you will feel sluggish, you will feel monotony. I don't know what monotony is, but I think that's the word. Obesity, hoarding, materialism, and greed. So if you feel like any of these may reflect on you at the moment or in the past, you'll know that it may have been an issue with your root chakra. Okay. The deficient characteristics, so if this isn't spinning properly, you'll be excessive in what we just said, but you'll be deficient in fearful, undisciplined, restless, underweight, and spacey. And this makes a lot of sense. If you're not grounded to the earth and rooted and know what's going on, then you will be vata and all over the place. You know, you will be, in Ayurvedic they call grounded kapha, and they call very airy vata. And in the middle is pitta. Okay, so that's a whole different topic though. So that is the end of chakra 1, the root chakra. So now let's reflect and see if anybody has any little questions or anything about that. Yeah, it was a really good recipe. All right. So, if we want to do some reflection on that root chakra, and if you're watching this video and the live stream is over, please feel free to, still leave comments, things like that. Stormy Night, hi! You think your root chakra may be off. And this is a good way, going through this chart and just kind of sitting with your book of shadows or just a notebook and a paper and noting down what ones you think might be off is a really good way to see which ones you need to work on. Hey, babe.
Remember, I got a haircut at 9:45.
Okay. Enjoy your haircut. We'll look forward to seeing your haircut. Yay!
Are you staying here? I thought we were both going.
To where? I don't need to go. I fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah, love you. Okay. So, right. When we use this chart and we watch this video, perhaps you can take notes on which ones you think need work, and then we can go through and figure out how to work on them. Do you separate us from Earth, consider a part, or both? That's a good question, Jerry. Do I separate us from Earth? No, I think we're definitely one and part of the Earth. It's an interesting question, Jerry. I'll have to reflect on that one. But I think that we're definitely a part of this Earth and one with it. Nina, is B Young here? I couldn't find her channel on YouTube. B Young doesn't have a channel. B Young is a moderator for a lot of channels. And she's a very close dear friend of mine. But, you should be able to subscribe to her, but she doesn't have a channel that I know of. She does have an Etsy, though, and it's uber fantastic. At some point, I'll show you guys the wooden spoon she burned for me. It's so cool. So yes, I was thinking that would be a good way to kind of figure out, just from this chart, because I've used it so many times in my life, what you might need to work on yourself. Oh, no, dude. Big questions are awesome. I really love them because I love to sit and think about that later, but I don't want to answer it hastily. Because I have problems with answering things hastily and not thinking back on them. So I'm going to think back on it for you, Jerry. Your hair looks so friggin' cool. Thanks! Having a cider as you listen. Yay! Message Sharon. Cool. Alright, so let's move on to chakra number 2. Chakra number 2, because we just finished the root chakra, right? And we learned that it lays right here at the coccygeal plexus, where your coccyx is below your spine. So that basically is Your tailbone. And then now we're up to the sacral chakra, which is where your genitals are. For a woman, that's about here. For a man, that's about here, right? So the name of chakra 2, well, the color is orange, right? It's the sacral chakra, and the name of it, Barrel Boy Woods. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Welcome. Sharon's here. Welcome. Sharon, you really need to find me on Skype so that you get all the messages. And Espen, thank you, Espen, for finding her. Okay, so this is interesting. I don't know why it says that. So the Sanskrit name in this one, I'm going to spell it for you. This is chakra 2, orange, our sacral chakra. S is in Sam, Vadhisthana. I can't even pronounce it. I'm really bad with pronouncing Hindu words, so I apologize that I can't even attempt that one. Yeah, because it's a really fun avenue, Sharon. That's all I use. But if you do, find me at Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and anybody's welcome to find me there. Okay, so the meaning of the Sanskrit name is sweetness. Okay, so that's another element. The meaning of chakra 1 was root, so I didn't say it. But the meaning of chakra 2 is sweetness. Okay, the location is the abdomen, genitals, lower back, and hips. Okay. The central issue. Does anybody want to guess what the central issue of chakra 2, the sacral chakra, might be? If nobody wants to guess, we'll just move on. I just feel like sometimes it can be fun to guess and see if you knew it before it came out of my mouth. Just bought it on audiobook? Good! Espen says heart. Good guess. Well, actually, Espen, there's 2 words that come under this category, and emotions is one of them. So, Espen, very good job. The heart. I would say emotions and the heart are definitely right together. So there's one more that has to do with the sacral chakra, and it's sexuality. And that makes a lot of sense because it lays right at the genitals. Okay, so the orientation to self is self-gratification. Infertility, good guess. Uterus, good guess. Intestinal, also good guess. So self-gratification is the orientation to the self. The goals of the sacral chakra: reproduction and digestion. Again, reproduction right there with sexuality. So I feel like you guys are on the right track. Heart and reproduction, emotions and sexuality. You got it. So the orientation to the self is self-gratification. To be more expressing. Good, Zoe. You guys are doing really good. So the goals are fluidity, pleasure, healthy sexuality, and feeling. The rights to this chakra are to feel and to want. So when you get wants and feelings, it's coming there. Heather, hi, how are you? Good morning. We're on to chakra 2, and we're in the middle of it. We're reading the chart from this. The developmental stage. So we remember that the root chakra was womb to 12 months. Chakra 2, the sacral chakra, starts spinning in the middle of that root chakra because its root is womb to 12 months and sacral chakra is 6 months to 2 years. So between 6 months and 12 months, a little person has both the root finishing and the sacral starting up. Isn't that cool? I like that a lot. In little people. The identity is your emotional identity. Okay, so if you feel emotionally confused about your identity, maybe that sacral chakra is slowed down and it's not spinning as it should. The demon is guilt. Okay, and for me, and for a lot of people who are are or have been sexually active in their life, and I have a child, so obviously I have been, it makes a lot of sense that the demon would be guilt. And I don't know why that the demon guilt attaches itself to that area, but it makes sense in today's world. Hi!
Hi.
Look, Alex is gonna get a haircut. He looks like a lion right now. But we all look like lions, and hair's a big thing around here, so. Clarissa, hi, welcome. Yes, you guys, this book is fantastic. This book is fantastic! Eastern mind, Western body. Shave him? No way!
Yeah, no good.
No, Espen's a friend.
Yeah,
don't worry.
no, I just mean no, I don't want to
Yeah,
shave.
no. We like this. It's good. But I do want it to be shorter all the way around, so that's what we're going to do. Gardeners don't care, you guys. They just garden, and it's all good. No, we're not shaving his head, Espen. We're not doing that. Just until a year ago, he had hair down to here. It was so beautiful. I wanted to see what it would look like grown out, so we grew it out, and it was awesome. It was like curls. Beautiful curls. You don't like hair, Espen? You're nuts. I'm kidding. Again, that's why Espen has a girlfriend, not a boyfriend. Okay, so we're talking about the demon of the sacral chakra, which is guilt. I know you're just kidding. Alex knows too. I know, exactly. Gardeners, we don't care. We don't care. I mean, you can call yourself a gardener if you garden, but if you're not good at it, I don't call myself a gardener too much, but I've been doing it all my life, whether I'm good at it or not. Really, Roseanne? That's so nice. I love the long curly hair. Okay, so below guilt, we have the element. The element of the sacral chakra, does anyone want to guess the element of the sacral chakra? For the root, it was earth. So for the sacral chakra, what element do we think that we have? And I don't know if you guys like when I call on you, but if I get bored, I just start calling on people. I'll go, Heather, what do you think it is? Or, Clarissa, what do you think it is? Sea Willow and Herbs and Tarot, hi! Okay, I will check out that chakra deck for sure. Thank you, Clarissa. You have the spirit of a gardener, Jen. I've just always had it in my hands. No, Heather, it's not air. It's water. Thank you for replying, though. Thanks for letting me call upon you. So it is water. And for me, that makes sense anywhere in the body because our bodies are made full of water. But perhaps especially in the sacral chakra because it's the womb area. And that's where a lot of that fluid would be. So for a man, that might not resonate, but for me as a girl, it does. Don't pick me, I'm new to all this. Okay, I won't pick you, don't worry. And you guys, honestly, if I call on you, don't feel like you have to. Just do an emoji that says this or something, I don't know. But no, I just thought it would be nice to interact with you guys, but I know it makes you uncomfortable, so I won't. Okay. Excessive characteristics of the sacral chakra. Overly emotional. Makes total sense. Center of balance. Water resists and can't be compressed. Western interpretation. I like that. Water holds memory too. Ah, yes, absolutely. And it holds energy patterns and it's beautiful, amazing. So the excessive characteristics when this chakra is not spinning as it should, when it starts to slow down and muck up. The excessive characteristics, so you'll have too much of this, basically. When this chakra slows down, you'll have too much of these. Overly emotional, poor boundaries, sex addiction, obsessive attachments. And when this chakra isn't spinning properly and it starts to muck down, here's what you'll be deficient in. And you'll not have enough of. You'll be frigid, you could be impotent, you could be rigid, you could be emotionally numb, or fearful of pleasure. Oh no, don't be sorry. We're all here to talk and share opinions, that is right. Hi, Thomas. Okay, so what did Jerry say that made everybody upset? I don't get it. I read what you said, but I'm not upset about it. Okay, anyway, maybe I'm just all floaty today. But that makes sense about the excessive characteristics and the deficient characteristics. So now let's talk about chakra 3, okay? Chakra 3 is the solar plexus, and I'm really focusing on that chakra for the month of March. So you may have heard this chakra 3 jarble and information in the Show Your Belly Like Botticelli challenge that I put out to the witchcraft community. But I'm going to read it anyway because we are doing this whole entire chart. And we're only almost halfway through, not even that. Alright, so chakra 3. Manipura, Manipura. It means lustrous gem. And remember, that lays right there at your belly button. Let's talk about the belly button for just a minute. What is the belly button to you guys? I want to hear from you guys what you think of when you think of like the purpose, the symbolism, the how everybody feels about it in life today, you know? Like, a lot of people don't want theirs touched, okay? I'll tell you that. I've known a lot of people in my life, and a lot of people don't want theirs touched. I don't want mine touched. When I clean mine, it's sensitive, it's uncomfortable, it makes me feel nauseous. I think there's a reason for this. I think there's a reason we protect that area and why it makes us feel nauseous to get in there and move around in there. And I know it's a weird topic, like, are we really talking about belly buttons? But, oh, darling, I'm sorry that yours is herniated and you need surgery. Nina says, like a core hole, like a life core hole, do not touch. Absolutely. Life core. Life core. It was your complete beginning. It was your connection to the mother, and it was your connection possibly to the divine. Yeah, exactly. Don't touch mine. It's this Shacha. I don't know. Oh, Cherry Chapstick, welcome. How are you? Life is given through its connection. Reminder of your connection to your mom. Cord of life. Yes. The giver of life. Okay. Exactly. That's what I was going to say, but I wanted to hear it from as many other people as possible. Like, I like to hear what you guys guess because I think it gives you more confidence with your intuition later, right? When I'm going to read it from a book, and before that we guess, it does give you confidence when you're right. Good morning, Shauna. Welcome. How are you? Oh, okay. Gotcha, Cherry Chapstick. Alright, so now I kind of lost my... Right, so where does it live? It does seem like this lustrous gem. And it seems almost like a spiritual area of our body because it had such a life and building connection. So I'm glad to hear. And I think that's why we don't like them touched. I think it's a very private place, both spiritually and physically. And physically would be probably like subconsciously. Because we probably don't think about that when we cover our belly button. We just think, oh, don't touch that, it doesn't feel good. But really, I feel like we're covering up and protecting something that's like ultimately divine and precious. Okay, so on to the meaningless lustrous gem. We're on chakra 3, Manipura, or the solar plexus. The location is the solar plexus. So remember, your belly is referred to as the solar plexus as well. All right, so the central issue of the solar plexus is power and will. The orientation to the self. I like lustrous gem too. It sounds beautiful. The orientation to the self is self-definition. So when we talked about that Show Your Belly video, I wanted to empower people to show their stomachs, not be embarrassed of them, and perhaps not define yourself by your stomach, you know, because how many of us are, and I know not a lot of us in the witchy community are like this, but how many of today's society look at their stomachs and gauge how they can dress, how they can eat, who they can date, who they
Alright,
can't
see you
date.
later. I'll be back.
Bye, darling. Who they can't date. Who, what types of clothes they can wear. What types of people they can talk to. What type. All because of the shape of your belly? But it does make sense that it's self-definition, and that's sad to me. But maybe it's more than that. Maybe it is as a spiritual root to self-definition, like this says, and that's why it is. But it does make me sad that that a lot of us are. I'm embarrassed of my stomach. That's why I showed it to you guys. It's small now, but it used to be almost 300 pounds. My body. Well, 256 was my biggest. That's not almost 300, but I'm telling you that even now at 123, I have a small stomach, but it's a bunch of skin, and I showed it to you guys to help me not define myself on my stomach. I have cute tops I want to wear that are crop tops or whatever, and I don't wear them because of my stomach. I don't want to be like that anymore. That's why I did that challenge and showed the whole entire world, whoever wanted to see it, my stomach. And that video has like a lot of views, so that means a lot of people looked at it. It's helping me grow. It's helping me kill my ego. And in massage school, we learned that the ego lives in the solar plexus. And I can't remember if it talks about that much in this book, but I'm sure that it does. Okay, so let's read some comments now that I'm done with that tangent. Justin, hi, welcome. Heather says, I've really been hugging my belly since your video. I'm really happy about that. That makes me happy. Sewell says, my tummy has been through a lot. And they have, man, they have. Whether it's how you felt about it in a negative or a positive way, or whether it's changed in size physically, or... Oh, I appreciate when people want to touch a pregnant lady's belly too, but just always ask. Always ask. They're very sensitive. You're not wrong. It hinders some relationships in some way. Yeah, I think so too. I clocked in over 210 when I gave birth to Austin. That's funny, Shauna. When I gave birth to my daughter, I was 206. I was close to your weight. And then after I delivered her, I thought magically I was going to get small again, and I didn't, and then I got depressed, and I just said, well, I'm big now, I'm just going to be big. And then I was big for a while. And, sadly, I was defining myself on my shape. And I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. And if you are doing that, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, because you'll get there. You will. You will. I'm not there. I'm just trying to be there. You know what I mean? But this is just one step that I've taken to try to help better myself. Okay, so orientation to self, self-definition. The goals of the sacral chakra are vitality, spontaneity, strength of will, purpose, and self-esteem. Again, your willpower, your self-esteem, and your purpose lives in your solar plexus. Those are scary things to live behind an adipose tissue area. Our bellies are meant to collect fat, especially as women. We're meant to have a layer of fat in front of our belly. If we don't, we may have a hard time getting pregnant. Did you know that? The body sometimes needs all these things to add up in order to get pregnant. And if you don't have that cushion of fat on your belly, my naturopath and lots of reading tells me that that's one of the things that can help you get pregnant, is having a little bit of extra there. And that is a natural thing to happen to women there because of fertility and because of babies and reproduction. Purple Sky, you're doing it? Do it, girl. I'll be excited about it. Yeah, totally agree. Wish I could do the same. It was a great video. Thank you. Seawillow, you lost 80 pounds. Congratulations. That's amazing. So, and you're now about my size. So, you get and then it really sucks for people to say, oh, you're so skinny and stuff, because now I'm trying to gain weight back, but I can't. And I'm trying everything I can, and I make myself eat 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day, yada, yada, yada. So, be careful what you wish for. You know what I'm saying? I would like to have a little bit more on my ribs, and there's bones showing, and it's not exactly nice all the time. Hi, Raven. How are you? Nice to see you here. So anyway, don't define yourself on your stomach. Really try and move past that. But even if you don't want to do the belly challenge, just go in front of the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are, and find all the things you don't like and find something good about it instead. My stretch marks are there. I didn't want them to be there, but now they're milestones of the labor I went through with no drugs, with no pain meds, with no nothing. And that was an amazing feat that I went through, you know? So, find a way to love every part of yourself, every bit of yourself. Sharon, that's amazing. Congratulations. Lost 32 pounds for us. Still got a long way to go. Our journeys are not easy. And I feel like every great thing I have in life came from a disaster. You know? And that's a whole nother video, because I could get on a tangent about that. But everything that is the most beautiful things in my life came from some sort of disaster. So don't forget that we have to get through the bad in order to appreciate all the beautiful goodness. Our bodies are our vessels that we travel in. Love it for what it is. Exactly. They're just these vessels that we can decorate or, you know, feed or lack thereof, but hopefully everybody's taking good care of themselves. Alrighty. I can't get a good angle that I'm happy with. So, the rights of the solar plexus are to act. So, that to me sounds like action, decision making. The developmental stage of the solar plexus is 18 months to 4 years. Now, remember, chakra 2 still spins up to 2 years. So again, chakra 2, the sacral chakra, is getting done forming, and as so there's 2 going at the same time, you know. But this is where it ends, 2 going at the same time. Once we get into chakra 4, it's just 1 at a time. Bye, Clarissa. Nice to see you. So happy that you joined us. So the developmental stage of the solar plexus is 18 months to 4 years. The identity is ego identity. So it's what I'm talking about. Try and chip away at this ego when we can. Do you guys all know what ego is? Do we need to have a tiny talk about ego, or does everybody know? Thumbs up or thumbs down for if you know what ego means and are okay with it, or thumbs down if you maybe need a little bit more explanation on it, because I have no problem doing that. I just gotta clean my camera real quick. With Sasquatch's foot. There we go. Better. You guys know what ego is? You gained a lot of weight due to health issues and lost weight due to health issues. Same with me. It's hard. You guys get it. Okay, Nina's got it. Sharon's got it. Sibyl, medical issues did the same. Meds to blame, Stormy. Okay. So, but if anybody does want me to explain ego, just put a thumbs down, and I'll know that that means, could you explain ego a little bit more? Okay? So the demon of our solar plexus is shame. And that makes so much sense, because when our belly is either too big or too small, or that area in general is too big or too small. Hi, Tangerine! We're reading from this book, and I'm reading the chakra charts for everybody. When it's either too big or too small, our belly, we can definitely feel shame from that. And that in itself, I think, talks a little bit about the society we live in. Because the reason I did that Botticelli challenge was because in those days, a woman's belly was looked at and just in awe if it was round and pale and pillowy. And the waterscape hits right at her belly button. That's where Botticelli wanted you to look, was right at the belly button. Look at that gorgeous, I'm talking about Venus in the shell. I think it's called The Birth of Venus or something. And it's amazing. But that in much of the Renaissance art, women's bellies were out. They were pillowy. They were white. If they were pale and white, it showed a status of you didn't have to work, you didn't have to be in the sun. That means you have money. And if it was pillowy and larger and not skinny, because skinniness was looked upon in that way, like, oh, they can't afford to eat, they can't afford to feed themselves, they are small, they must have to work really, really hard, and they burn loads of calories. And if you were tan, like your skin was tan from the sun, that was also looked down upon. Whereas today, it's the opposite. It's like tiny belly, tan skin means you have money or something. It doesn't mean that, or it just is a status symbol or something like that. I don't know. I just think that it's interesting. And a lot of you said after the Botticelli challenge, that's just how I pronounce it. I'm not going to stop saying Botticelli, or Botticelli. It's much better now, and I should be where you needed to be, and I'm healing now. That's beautiful. Anyway. Forgot. Anyone want to guess the element that lays in the solar plexus? So the root was earth, and the sacral was water. What are we going to guess, element-wise, is in the solar plexus? I want to hear guesses, or I'm going to call on somebody. Look at Marilyn Monroe. Exactly! That was normal size for women, and she was like a size 8 or a 10. Yeah. That 90s Calvin Klein, anorexic stuff. It's fire! Midnight Muse, you got it. It's fire. It's fire. It's fire. You guys all know fire. Which makes a lot of sense too. When we get angry, and if fire grows inside of us, a lot of us, and I'm one of these people, will hold our bellies. Some of us hold our throats. Some of us hold our hearts. Some of us hold our lower bellies, like our sacral, our root. It's interesting to see where you put your hand when you're scared without thinking about it. Or you realize you're scared. Look where your hand is. That's probably one of the chakras you need the most work on. Is when you're scared and you catch yourself putting your hand somewhere. Pay attention to that. It's very, very interesting. Marilyn Monroe was a size 14. See, you guys? They're beautiful. She's gorgeous. Remember a long time ago there was that meme, and it was like a supermodel and Marilyn Monroe, and it was like, which one's prettier in your eyes? Yeah, totally. All right, so fire. A fire grows in my belly when I'm livid, you know. And that's not good, but that is where I feel it. Now, if chakra 3, the solar plexus, is not running well, if it's not running well, and it's slowing down and it's murky and it's not spinning as it should, because the word chakra again means spinning wheel. You cover your mouth when you're scared? That's funny. I would probably refer it to the throat chakra because it's directly connected. The throat chakra, and we'll get there, is all about communication and self-expression. So I'm guessing that if you cover your mouth, it's throat chakra. Okay, Shauna, have a beautiful day. Yeah, no problem. If you get to it, you get to it. It's okay. I go on live all the time. We'll see you soon. Very good to see you. Spontaneous combustion. Always felt at my best size 12 to 14. I feel my best at an 8 to 10. I really do. I love that size. I love... See, because my chest changes sizes when I gain weight and lose weight too. So I love a size 8 to 10, both what it does here and just everywhere. And in my face too. I feel like I look real healthy then. And I feel really healthy when I'm a size, 10. But I got a long way to go, y'all, before I can get there. And I don't know how to do it. These parasites, I gotta get rid of them. Okay, because they're eating all my food! Excessive characteristics. I'm going to turn off the television because my husband's left and it's driving me crazy. Just a moment. Just a moment! Oh, talk amongst yourselves about fire and whatnot. Purple Sky, are you talking to me or somebody else about the reading? Tangerine? Get a reading from Tangerine if you can. Oh my goodness. Am I really dealing with parasites? I do think so, because I don't have enough money to, like, go to the doctor, but, I did this blood test about 2 years ago, and they were able to tell if I had parasites from it, and I had them 2 years ago, and I've only been getting smaller. So I don't see that they've left yet, but, I really do need to get back to the naturopath and see what's going on. But yes, I do believe so, because I can't really make sense of it otherwise, but I'm trying to figure it out. Yes, Tangerine and Purple Sky, you gotta. Tangerine's the most amazing. If she's able to put you on her list now, maybe she can. I don't know if she does that or not. I'm ordering me a Chinese tonight. Need something greasy. Nice! I love how in the UK they just say, let's go out for a Chinese. It's my favorite. A takeaway. I got a takeaway. we call it takeout or to go here. What is the cost of going to the doctor here? Insanity! I don't know how to convert monies to monies in Norway, but do you guys have dollars? I don't know. So generally, if I go to my naturopath, I have like an hour and a half appointment. It includes a naturopathic adjustment, which she gets on me and does this. It's opposite of the chiropractor. She grabs my skin, twists it, and pulls out to do the adjustment rather than pushing. So it's my preferred adjustment method for my back. And then she also, and she's a tiny lady, she jumps on top of me and she's like, it's crazy. Then she does my blood work, and the blood work's about $300. And then she does, and so in the blood work, it tells you like what's going on in your blood, and it does the full diagnostic, the full workup, and then it also tells you what foods you're eating that you may be allergic to. So I go in as often as I can to try and get this food diet under control and figure out what I'm allergic to, what may be, havoc in my body and all that. Tangerine's not got that book done. It's going to be a while. I watched part 2 and part 3 yesterday, Tangerine. I loved part 3 because, I hate to say this, I love your lives, but I liked part 3 because it wasn't live and I got to just watch the whole thing. But man, if I need to be with my friends, hopping onto your live stream is one of my favorite things. I do not want to lose weight. Did I want to? Yeah, when I weighed 256 pounds, I wanted to lose weight. And then just recently I've wanted to become more healthy, by changing my diet and stuff, but I have to keep things in that. Yeah, so I have black walnut. That's so cool, Sea Willow, that you know about black walnut tincture. Did you know that you can only take it for 14 days at a time, or it can do some major damage on your body? So black walnut hull tincture is what I use to kill parasites, and I also use a licorice root tincture that I make myself. The black walnut hull tincture I buy, but the licorice root tincture I make myself. And those two are great for killing parasites, but the licorice you can take daily, but the black walnut hull only for 14 days at a time. And my naturopath said not to do it more than every 3 months. So she's got me on a lot of different tinctures. Vitex, which is chasteberry, I make that at home. Basically any tincture she tells me to take, I try and make it myself. If I can't get the desired effects, then I'll purchase it. But the black walnut hull, it was going to cost way more to make it than to, buy it. It is fresh ginger lemon juice from Okay, Roseanne. I'll check that out. Joyce! Oh, Joyce is here! I want to show you that lemon that I dehydrated the whole thing. Because we were talking all about the dehydrator, weren't we, Joyce? And lemons in particular. But I really liked your method for on top of the fridge. For those people who don't have dehydrators, Joyce's fridge method. Joyce, you should tell people about that while I'm grabbing that lemon. So, Joyce, I think that you'll be interested to see all the different whole fruits I have. The pineapple's still in the dehydrator. I have a whole pineapple in the dehydrator. The whole thing will be dehydrated whole. And here's the thing. If you puncture stuff, you can get it to dehydrate way faster. But I don't puncture things when I dehydrate them because my dehydrator runs all the time. Now, I learned on how to do things, so this is completely dry. It's a it's a cutie. I don't know if these are technically tangerines or not, but you know, the cuties. It feels like there's nothing inside. It feels like air. And one way to get these going is to squeeze and break apart the citrus juices in there while it's still soft and fresh. And you squeeze it and you squeeze it and you squeeze it. And do that before you put it in the dehydrator. Or Lady Grave Dancer, and I got this whole idea of doing the whole fruits kind of from her, because I watched an episode of what she keeps in her purse, like, you know, that YouTube challenge of like what's in your purse. She was doing that with a friend, and there was a whole dried pomegranate in her purse, and she was explaining that she just squeezed on it a little bit of every day to break up the juice and the seeds, because if you have a big shell and then you got seeds on the inside with their own shells, it's going to take forever to dehydrate. But basically with this lemon, I just worked it and worked it and worked it with my hand, and I put intention into it when I was working it, because I have this for a certain thing that I use it for. So as you're working it, you're adding into that intention with your DNA, you know, your sweat is going in there, all that stuff, right? You're becoming a part of this. You're working it, you're squeezing the citrus when it's fresh, and you know, this is the lemon, and it's whole dried. It's not been punctured at all. If you leave a lemon on the fridge for 6 months, it'll dry too. See, Heather? And here's how you can tell if you're in a good environment or not. Energetically. If you leave fruit around and it dries like this and doesn't mold, you have a beautiful energy in that space. If you leave fruit around and it starts to mold fast, it's the space. It's not, you guys, some people will tell you has to do with humidity and da-da-da and da-da-da. And scientifically, sure, it could. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I do know a lot about energy. And I can tell you that depending on what's going on in my house, which always stays the same humidity, fruit will mold or it won't. And so it could just be about love. I don't know. Thanks, Nina. So, Joyce, thanks for bringing up the lemon thing. I'm really happy we did. Now, it didn't hold the color as yellow as it was, no, because it had to be in the dehydrator for about a month. But I run my dehydrators all the time because I'm always have stuff in them. So having something in there for a month is just, it takes up this much space, you know. So I've got a tangerine, and then I've got two guavas. These are entire guavas that I've dried. So I have a little jar, where I keep all my whole dried fruits. And they just hang out in there, and I work with them when I need them. And the guavas, I didn't have to squeeze it all. I just put them in there because they were so delicate. The skin's so thin on them. It's not a citrus, you know. Okay. You're welcome, Joyce. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm really glad we didn't forget about it. I see I need to get a setup dehydrator in a good spot. But until then, just use the methods that you were talking about and look into how to do it in an oven. I wish I knew more about oven drying for you guys, but I'm really particular about my temperature, and I like to keep it still technically raw so it doesn't diminish the qualities either magically or nutritiously in the ingredients of the food. And for those of you who know about raw foods, you know what I'm talking about. So I keep things on my dehydrator that has temperature at 105 to 110. All right, Thomas, have a beautiful, beautiful sleep. Oh, groceries, yes. Have fun at Morrison's or wherever you shop. Morrison's. Or you could go to Nando's for some chicken, yeah? All right, so Chakra 3, did we get all the way through it? I don't think we did. We talked about fire, the excessive characteristics of the solar plexus chakra. Oh, we didn't talk about that, yeah. So we've got dominating. So if your solar plexus is not spinning fast enough and it's slowed down and murky, the excessive characteristics you'll have, so you'll have too much dominating, controlling, aggressive, scattered, and constantly active, all over the place. And you'll have not enough So the deficient characteristics will be you'll have a weak willpower, you'll have poor self-esteem, passive or sluggish or fearful. Okay? So you can think back to times when this may have been you, and where you were at emotionally, or what was going on in your life. And maybe it'll match up to making sense with these chakras. Okay, next we're on to chakra 4. Chakra 4 is green. That is the heart chakra, and it hangs out right here where I have this little I thought it would be Johnny Dragon's here. Hi darling, how are you? I dry jalapeno slices in the oven, but that's for soups. Nice. Well, again, if you know how to dry things in the oven, do you have a channel? Heather, you should start a channel. You really should, because you do gardening and you just do so many things. Because I would like to see a video on how to oven dry things so that I can know how to help people. Or possibly do it myself. Okay, chakra 4, the heart chakra. The Sanskrit name of it is Anahata. Anahata. Because everybody here will help you support and grow your channel. I just helped Linnea, and so did all of you guys, in 3 weeks. I told her, helped her, got her started with her channel. In 3 weeks, she had 100 subscribers, and she's past that now. So, you guys, it took me, 4 or 5 months to hit 100 subscribers? So, congratulations. But we'll help support you, Heather. If you start a channel, you won't be sitting at 5 subscribers ever. In the first day, you'll have over 20. Alright, so heart chakra, where the meaning of Anahata means unstruck. Unstruck. You can't strike the heart. Unstruck. Dangerous Eyes is back. I know. Lunaya is the best. So yeah, anybody who wants to start a channel, I'll help support you. Lunaya will help support you. Everyone here will help. And you might even beat out Lunaya. You might get 100 subscribers in 2 weeks. Who knows? But our community is growing, and we're helping all of our friends. Absolutely. I love her too. Drying jalapenos? I have a dried pepper I keep for working. I cut it open like a jack-o'-lantern and dried it so I could put stuff inside of it and put the top back on. It's a big, Anaheim pepper. Okay, so where does this chakra live? It lives in the heart area. The central issue. Let's guess what the central issue of the heart would be. There's 2 words here, guys. There's 2 issues. What could be the issues, the central issues of the heart chakra? This could really be helpful then. Oh, you're welcome, Heather. Absolutely. Alright. I'm gonna call on somebody. Tangerine don't care. Tangerine, what do you think the 2 issues of the heart chakra could be? And self-love! Dangerous Eyes. Good one. I'm going to see if Tangerine does. And external love. Good job. Let's see what they're going to be. Heartburn. See? See? You knew you'd make me laugh. Okay. Love and relationships are the central issue of the heart chakra. Now, I would have probably guessed love. I wouldn't have guessed relationships, but it makes sense. I would have guessed, and I think before this I guessed, family or family matters or grieving or something like that. Oh, right. Yeah, because Johnny Dragon, after he tells me all the time, after you watch the Johnny Depp character, and I don't know this character, I'm guessing it's from a movie. Gellert Grindelwald. My real full wizard name is Johnny Gellert Dragon after Johnny Depp's character. So I think it's so cool to be inspired, and I have to tell you this, Johnny Dragon, I'm completely inspired, and I create my persona based on, like, inspiration from Sherry Moon Zombie. You know, do you know Sherry Moon Zombie from Rob Zombie movies? My whole look is based on her in Lords of Salem. She has these platinum blonde dreads and glasses, and I wear glasses a good amount of the time. I don't feel comfortable wearing them for you guys. Do I even have them out? Where are my glasses? I don't even know where they're at. Are they down here? I need them for singing later. The point is, we all have these people that we adore and admire and want to become more like, and that we make that part of us and our persona, and I think that's really cool. And I just want to say that, Johnny Dragon, I don't think it's lame at all. In case anybody else thought it was lame that he did that, I think that it's awesome, and I have a lot of things in my life that kind of match up with that. So Johnny is future Mrs. Oh boy, I know I can't find my glasses. So what is the movie? Can you guys tell me the movie? Johnny is a she? I'm so sorry. I just assumed. I'm really sorry, and now I'm embarrassed. I'm really sorry. Johnny, I'm really sorry. Okay. And now I'm embarrassed. I'm gonna go ahead and move on because I'm embarrassed. So the orientation to self for the heart chakra is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. Magical Beasts. Is that the name of the movie? Oh, we are all masculine, feminine, no need to be embarrassed. That's true. That's very true, Dangerous Eyes. Cherry Chapstick, you don't have a style? Well, your name would say otherwise, because I feel like you have a style, even if it's just in your imagination, because your name is so exciting. Like, Cherry Chapstick just sounds like a fun person to be with. So, Johnny, I hope you accept my apology. I'm sorry. Jonathan says that your persona is Terry Pratchett's nanny. Nice. Okay, so we've got the goals for the heart chakra are balance, compassion, self-acceptance, and good relationships. So when you have those things, when we say goals, for those of you who are noting any of this down or like, what does goals mean? I'm sorry I didn't say it yet. The goals are the things that you need to work on if you're off, right? And you find out you're off by the excessive and the deficient characteristics. So if you have those excessive characteristics or the deficient characteristics, if you have them, then you go up to the goals and see what you need to do to fix them. Oh, bearded dragons are awesome. The bookmark came from a beautiful girlfriend of mine, right, who's not here right now. Her name's Tess. And I believe Tess made this for me. But I get bookmarks from a lot of friends. She just made it and put it on a paper clip, you see. It's just a bunch of threads and stuff, but I absolutely adore it. Thank you for saying that. I think it came from Tess. Pretty sure. So if you want to fix that chakra up, then you'll go up to the goals and figure out what you need to work on. So if this is off, then you need to work on your balance, your compassion, your self-acceptance, and your good relationships. Okay. For the heart chakra, the rights are to love and be loved. As long as you're loved, you love and are loved, I feel like that also helps that chakra going. Oh yeah, absolutely. You do? That's awesome. I love the name Tess. Alright, so Chakra 4, the heart chakra. The developmental stage is 4 years old to 7 years old. So that's when our children's heart chakras are developing. And that doesn't mean that before then they don't know how to love or be loved. That's almost all they know if they're coming from a loving home, right? Like, it's one of the basis that they know if they're coming from a loving home. But in 4 to 7 years is where it really starts to shine through in them. And you can see that with 4-year-olds. They're no longer in the, like, crazy, terrible 2s and 3s. They're more into that, like, they're talking, they've got full sentences, they're, like, on board with being little humans. And then they start saying things that are so mystical and so spiritual that it scares you. Like, for instance, I'm going to tell a story about my niece. What element is the heart? We're almost there, and we're going to guess. We're all going to get to guess. So, let me finish this part really quick. The story about my niece. So, I was in the car with her once, and it was just me and her. And we were waiting for her mom while her mom was in the store. And so her mom was in the store, and we were kind of being quiet, and no music was playing, and she looked over at me, and she used to call me Dee Dee. They still call me Dee Dee. I don't know why, really, or where it came from. But she goes, Dee Dee, old grandma's in heaven. And I go, yep. And that was my grandma. She calls her old grandma. And she goes, I never got to meet her. And I go, no, honey, but you've seen pictures of her. She's around. She's with us all the time. She goes, I know, I can feel her. And I said, what do you mean you can feel her? And she goes, sometimes I see the person from the picture in my heart and in my mind, and when I get sad and she's just there and I know she's okay. Funny thing is, old grandma from this story, Margaret, my grandma, Maggie, Mags. So one of my current spirit guides. So I think since she passed, she's just been with us. At least me and my niece. But, she was saying things to me that a 4-year-old who, doesn't watch a lot of television, she just plays outside and is with nature. So it just brought tears to my eyes, and she goes, she lives right here in her heart. And I'm just, like, bawling at that point. She's like, what's the matter? And I'm like, oh, no, I'm just happy, honey. Those are happy tears. And but when little people say that kind of stuff to you, and right now we're on the topic of from 4 years to 7 years, the heart chakra develops in children. It's just amazing, Like, yeah, goosebumps, irreplaceable. That moment to me was so special, and I never stopped thinking about it. Yeah. Also, I took her to see the Dalai Lama, and she said that she remembered him from heaven, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And she was like 4.5, 5 then. It wasn't far after the time in the car, but I was just like, goosebumps, so cool, so beautiful. And I think that Maggie was with us in the truck. I think that she was just there when me and Madeline had that conversation when she was 4. It was just like the most beautiful thing, Yeah, little ones can feel so much. And remember, it wasn't that long ago that they were there. Wherever there is, this realm, they were there not long ago. So they are just these very, very close to the spiritual, in my opinion. Okay, so moving along, I know everyone's excited to hear the rest about the heart chakra. The identity is social identity. It's a little surprising to me. I wouldn't have guessed that. The demon of the heart. Does anybody know the demon of the heart? Oh, my niece, astrologically, Sagittarius. Ego was the solar plexus. Hate's also a good guess. grief. So the demon of the heart is grief. And that makes a lot of sense because our hearts hurt so bad when people pass away and when we're grieving, you know. Good guesses, you guys. Jealousy, envy, really good guesses. Yes, so grief. Wiley Kylie, hi! Welcome. Yes, Johnny is a girl, right? That's what we found out. Okay. So now we're on to the element, and I think Heather, I don't know if you told it or guessed it, but yes, the element is air. So, earth was the root, water was the sacral, fire was the solar plexus, and air is the heart. Okay? The last three do have elements, even though we're technically out of elements. Okay, so the element is air, and then the excessive characteristics, so if it is not spinning properly, the heart chakra, you will probably come up with some of these excessively. Codependency, poor boundaries, possessive, or jealous. Who said jealous before? Yep, that comes from the heart. You're right. So you'll have too much of that. So if you're feeling a lot of jealousy or possessiveness or poor boundaries or codependency, now that's when you need to go up from where you're at, up to where the goals are. So if the goals are balance, compassion, self-acceptance, and good relationships, if you're having problems with these issues, just go work on these. That's why this chart is so awesome. And what I'll do, how do I get it? I will take a picture of this and send it to everybody on Skype. Right after we're done with the live stream, I'll take a picture of it and send it. If you're not connected with me on Skype yet, just find me there, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and you'll be getting all the things that I send out, which is more than I talk about on my channel. I send loads of stuff from YouTube and different informations and just really cool stuff. So, all of you that are connected with me on Skype, and Jamakai, you are, so you'll be getting this too. Alright, so now, the deficient characteristics of the heart. So if you are deficient, if you have these qualities, again, work on the goals. The balance, compassion, self-acceptance, and good relationships. Deficient characteristics are shy, lonely, isolated, lack of empathy, bitter, and critical. Okay. So that is the close for the heart chakra. Now we're on to the fifth chakra, the throat. Probably one of the least talked about chakras in my opinion. I feel like this one is the least discussed, which is funny because it's all about communication. I love mohawks. I've been working on trying to do like a dread faux hawk for the longest time. It takes so many pins, but I can get it done if I do a bunch of ponytails out the back and then a bunch of pins, and then I can get it into this like faux hawk type thing. It's pretty cool, but it just takes a lot of pins and hurts my head, but it is fun. I'll try and do that for you guys soon. These ones are bugging me. See? Who needs a hair tie? Oh, okay. So now we're on to chakra 5, the throat chakra. So the Sanskrit name for this is Vishuddha. Vissuddha. Mandy's here. Mandy, did you get your cake? Did you get your Crazy Cat Lady case yet? Did it come in the mail? It was supposed to arrive today or yesterday. Did you get it? Okay. So, this, the meaning in Sanskrit for the throat chakra means purification. Not yet, hoping it's there today. Man, that post office. Go, go, go. So, Purification is the actual meaning of the word for the throat chakra. I'm going to try and make this make sense by saying I feel like you can purify yourself by getting your voice out there. If you keep your thoughts, your words inside, it's toxic sometimes. Even if you go out into the middle of the forest, leave an offering so that you can let go and just shout all those things. Open up your vocal cords to at least your spirit guides, at least nature. Get it out, but don't keep it in. So I feel like if it's saying that the throat chakra is purifying, maybe that's it. That's what comes to me anyway. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on how it resonates with you. So the location is the throat. The central issue is communication. Oh, that means, Espen, your throat chakra is spinning. But, we might find out, Espen, that... I just looked at the excessive characteristics, and Espen, you have one of them. But the other one you don't. You only have 1 out of 6, in my opinion, but you might disagree. But I think, yeah, so anyway, we'll get there, but, if I had to diagnose you just from knowing you, Espen, I would say that your throat chakra is on point and you're doing well. Okay, so chakra 5, the throat, communication. Self-expression is the orientation to self. That's how you express yourself. It makes complete sense. Really? Like meditative sounds like Om and things like that, or different chants? Is that what you're talking about, Cherry Chapstick? I would love to hear more about what you just typed there. So the goals of chakra 5, the throat chakra, are clear communication, creativity, interesting, and resonance. Matthew just texted me, when am I going live again? Even though I sent him a message that said, I'm talking about Conjurer's Table, I'm live right now. Maybe he doesn't know that I'm still live. Anyway. Funny. Maddie. Just check. Alright, so the rights to the throat chakra are to speak and be heard. Okay? To speak and be heard. The developmental stage for the throat chakra is between 7 to 12 years. So again, when I talked about my daughter being ultra quiet, from because she actually started getting quiet then. From 6 till 11, she was ultra quiet and I harped on her for it. But the thing is I wasn't reading my book. Because had I read my book, I would have realized that her communication was developing. And I may have stunted that by pushing her too hard. So I pray every day and send out the energy that I didn't stunt anything in her by not knowing that. But Jen, one can speak loud without being heard too. That's absolutely true. You can speak in many different ways rather than your voice. You can open up the chakra through your creative art. You can open it up through creative writing. You could do it in a lot of different ways than using your actual lips. Is that what you mean, Espen? Yes, Johnny, you said you had a mohawk haircut. Thank you for telling us. I'm good, thanks. Yeah, okay. Alright, so identity is your social... Creative identity. Your identity is your creative identity. So maybe that's just what me and Espen were on about, is maybe you aren't comfortable using your mouth to express yourself in words. Maybe you need to express yourself in a different way. Creative identity. Yeah, Kyla, I'm glad that you caught me too. We were just saying in the last one, I missed you again. But I go on a lot, so here we are. We're reading from this book, which I've promised many a times, and we're going over the chakra chart. And now we're on chakra 5. We're just finishing it up. So, does anyone want to guess the demon of the throat chakra? It's going to be easy. What's the demon of the throat chakra? I see, Espen. Ooh, good guess. Anger, but that's not it. Think of what your throat chakra does, right? Communication. What demon could be tied to communication? Yes, Tangerine, lies. Mean, angry words, good guess. But lies. Lies are the demon of the throat chakra. Arguing a lot is also a good guess. I love your guys' guesses. They're on the right track, you know. My volume is always at max level, but most of the time, no one knows what the heck you're talking about. Ah! Start a YouTube channel. Some people will know what you're talking about, and they'll be like, the serpent. The serpent was a symbol for sin. So yeah, I guess lying is a sin, isn't it? If you go by those things. I'm just telling you our education on world religions. Okay, so, element. Ooh! Who wants to guess the element? It's going to be kind of hard, but if you think about it after you hear it, you'll be like, duh. But, yeah, I guess there is an element attached to this one, but it's not one of the 4 main elements. I'm going to have a sip of tea. I'm still drinking that tea that we made last night on the channel that I'm going to make on every single one of those Dollhouse Madness episodes and Magical Tea Time with Jen. We made a tea from my herb cabinet, and it's really dark and yummy. I was really proud of it. So if you guys didn't see that tea, we made a tea for joy right on the spot for a viewer. It was awesome. So each time we do one of those, one viewer will get a custom tea made for them. It'll be awesome. Spirit? No, I'm going to tell you guys what it is. The element is sound. So they're calling sound an element in here. Because we've run out of elements and there's 7 chakras, right? But it's interesting that ether's not in here as an element at all. So just to know, ether's not in here. Well, sound, well, right. The first 4 had the regular elements and now they're giving off some different elements. Ashika or pure ether, I believe, spelled it wrong. Ether is spelled differently than you spelled it, but yeah, I don't know how to spell it either. Ether. So anyway, they say it's sound. And the excessive characteristics are, so if this chakra isn't spinning properly, you'll probably have excessive talking, inability to listen, or stuttering. Okay? Yep, that's how it's spelled, E-T-H-E-R. Thank you, Erica. Appreciate it. And the deficient characteristics are fear of speaking, poor rhythm, and a word I can't say, so I'll have to spell it. A-P-H-A-S-I-A. Aphasia? Okay, I'm putting you in a timeout, Johnny, just because we know you have a haircut. A mohawk cut, and that's awesome. We're really happy about that. We love you, hun. I gotta be able to focus on what I'm talking about. Wind. Yeah, that's a good guess, because sound, wind, right? So now we're on to chakra 6. Kimberkiss is here. Hi, darling. Chakra 6. Kimberkiss, when you get a chance, watch back right before you came on, because we were talking all about the throat chakra, and you were telling me before sometimes you hold your throat when you are nervous or scared. So make sure you get a chance to watch back just at least the part on the throat. We just finished that though. So chakra 6, well, it's the third eye chakra, right? It lays right here at the pineal gland. And some people get pineal and pituitary messed up. The pituitary is in the back of your head and the pineal is in the front. The pineal is between your eyebrows here. Yeah, no, just when you get a chance, just that throat part, because I was really thinking about you too. When I was grabbing my throat in the video, I was remembering us talking about that. Okay, aphasia is the inability to remember any form words. I went through that when you had your stroke. Oh, the ability to remember and form words. Wow. Wow, that's interesting to know. Alright, so let's see. Really sorry, I'm getting shaky because I don't like to put people on timeout. I just had to, that was getting a little bit too much. My apologies for that. Okay, so it is called, the Sanskrit name of the third eye chakra is called Ajna, A-J-N-A. And the meaning of Ajna is to perceive. And again, you know, this is our third eye. This is our, what's behind the veil, right? Our connection to see, our real true sight. You studied it in your undergrad. That's fantastic. The first time I got into chakras was in massage school, and that was before witchcraft. That was 10 or 11 years ago. But always, always, always into the herbs, you know. Alright, so, and the natural healing and that. The location in the body, like we said, it's between the eyebrows. It's not up here, it's just right between your eyebrows. And the central issue is intuition and imagination. Intuition and imagination. It feels like both of those would come from that spot. Orientation to self is your self-reflection. The goals are psychic perception, accurate interpretation, imagination, and clear seeing. The rights are to see. The developmental stage. So how old are you when this develops? It just says adolescence. When you stress, you rub your third eye to calm down. That's so cool. And I was just thinking earlier, we hold our bellies, we hold our hearts when we're stressed, whatever. And I was thinking nobody holds this, but I've just never heard of that. But it makes complete sense that intuitively you would just like want to calm down and like have that rubbed. And then it made me think of, for whatever reason, like Chinese water torture. They dropped water here and it tortured people. Like, maybe that has some actual, like, deeper spiritual connection to it. It calms you down. That's so cool. And, no, and I, as a massage therapist, know how much people love having their head and face rubbed, so that makes complete sense. Sometimes when I'm frustrated, I'll grab the back of my neck, you know? And if my family sees that, they're like, she's about to yell. Like, if I'm massaging the back of my neck when they know I'm stressed, it's like, do I do Reiki? I learned a little bit in massage school, but, I mean, I really like working with energy work and stones in massage, and I learned a bit about Reiki, but I don't know enough to say that I practice it. But I like to work with it, yes. You grab the back of your head. You press your eyes together in toward your nose like this. Is that what you're talking about, Espen? I can't see what that looked like. Now I have to watch the video back. Okay. So where are we at? So it develops in adolescence. The identity is the archetypal identity. Okay. The demon. What would the demon of your third eye be, you guys? What is the demon of the third eye? And I know that you guys know this. Just think. Did you know that fluoride was first tested on humans during World War II by the Nazis? And now it's in everyone's drinking water. What does fluoride do? It lowers your fertility massively. It makes you calm and docile. And it lowers your IQ. All things that Hitler wanted to do to the Jews to make their race disappear. And things that the reasons why they put fluoride in our water. Like, that's horrible to think about. But it's absolutely truth. So I'm not going to talk about that topic anymore because I want this video to stay up. But On and out. What is the demon of the third eye, you guys? We got a guess on chaos. Really good guess. Not loving yourself. Really good guess. The demon is illusion. Okay? And our third eye is our true sight. We can activate this and use this as we need to, right? With meditation, with astral travel, with astral projection, etc. But illusion, the veil, is the demon of the third eye. The veil, illusion. Does that make sense to you guys? Calcifies the third eye. Oh, right. Fluoride also calcifies the pineal gland. That's scientifically proven. Yep. Calcifies your pineal gland. That's right. And your pineal gland is your third eye. Destruction. Good guess, Kayla. Don't hate fluoride. Just know its limit. Yes, exactly, right? Like, I'm not saying that there's not a place for fluoride if it's needed, but it's not something that it's something I try and avoid at all costs. Not living in reality. Yes, right, the veil. The veil. Heads in the clouds. Espen, love ya. Thank you. Alright, so we're on to... Okay, do we want to guess the element? It's not a traditional element, but if someone wants to guess, I'll take some guesses. It saves your teeth, but inhibits your psychic abilities. Element? So the element is light. They're using light as an element here. And the excessive characteristics, so if you're not spinning properly and you're mucked down and slow, headaches, nightmares, hallucinations, delusions, deficiency, or difficulty concentrating. Yes, light. Because water was over there at the sacral chakra, so they're only using one element per 7. That's why we ran out of true elements. Ooh, dreaming about losing your teeth. That means something. Look it up. Because I've not had that dream before, but I've known people who've had it, and then I remember it was something shocking. Look it up. Google, what does it mean to have a dream about losing your teeth? Or if you have a dream interpretation encyclopedia, which I really want to get one so I can help you guys interpret your dreams. But yeah, losing your teeth was an interesting one. And it depends on if they fell out when you were eating something, or if a doctor pulled it in your dream, or if you got punched and it fell out from that. But if you remember how you lost your tooth, there's a pretty in-depth dream interpretation on that. Okay, so the deficient characteristics are poor memory, poor vision, unimaginative, or denial. So, if you have some of these excessive characteristics or deficient characteristics, what you need to do is you need to go up to the top of the chart. And again, for those of you who are on Skype, I'm sending you this whole entire chart so that you'll be able to see it and use it if you can't afford to get the book right now. Or as just a good thing to have on your phone if you're traveling and you have the book at home. I'll send it to your Skype. But if you have headaches, nightmares, hallucinations, delusions, difficulty concentrating, poor memory, poor vision, unimaginative, or denial, well, you should probably go to your naturopath and get checked out. But then after that, to make sure you're okay, work on your chakras and see if you can maybe work on the goals of that chakra, like psychic perception, accurate interpretation, imagination, and clear seeing. So whatever you can do to work on those qualities, you're going to nourish that chakra and get rid of those bad qualities. Unstable foundation, aka root chakra. Yes, I heard it's about you worrying. Depends on how they come out, Nina. Right, that's what I heard too. Losing your teeth in dreams is a symbol of feeling out of control. Thank you, freshwater fairies. Usually this type of dreams happens during a very stressful time in your life. Bless you. Thank you so much for looking that up for us. I really appreciate it. Again, we have the best group of people here. We all help each other with whoever's got a book at home can look it up, and it's just so great. Or get a better pillow because I get a bad neck cramps when I get a bad headache. Yeah. Again, you guys, if you have a lot of these issues, don't not see your physician. Go there too. But it may be coming from a problem in the chakras. Okay, so now we're on to 7, which is where my knot is. It's like where your crown is, your crown chakra, spirituality. Hi, Buzz. Hi, everybody. Hi, Christina. Or Clarissa's back. This year working on divination. Maybe this chakra needs opening to help the process. Yeah, awesome. You're welcome. And, yep, the crown. Feeling afraid of being embarrassed or making a fool of yourself in a situation, dreams of losing teeth. Thank you, Joyce. Okay, so now we're on to chakra 7, the crown chakra at the top of your head. Now, I'll tell you what I know about it and what I feel about it is that this chakra is our connection with the divine, with the spiritual. The color that usually resonates with it is purple or gold. And again, we know that purple is it's the color of alchemy. It's a very spiritual color. Gold is also a very spiritual color. It usually resonates with the god. And silver usually resonates with the goddess in witchcraft color magic and hoodoo color magic, right? But in the chakras, purple and gold up here, the gold is going to refer to the god and the goddess, just the spiritual, the divine. It's not going to resonate with just a male, is what I'm trying to get out there. Okay, so it says the Sanskrit name is, I'll spell it for you, S-A-H-A, I need my glasses, R-A-R-A, Hasahara, and the meaning is thousandfold. What a cool word. I don't even know if that word's ever come out of my mouth, thousandfold, but what a cool word. Bye, Roseanne. Plug in your phone and we'll see you later on. You're masculine. Oh, and you're a Gemini, right? Dangerous Eyes? You say your masculine twin is always more dominant than you. That is a great name for a wise old gentle giant tangerine. Thousandfold. Maybe we should start calling some of our friends thousandfold. Okay, so basically that is the meaning of the Sanskrit name. And thousandfold seems like it's such a beautiful word to go with that divine connection. Like you're connected a thousandfold or something. Like, yeah, that's just awesome. I will get a thousandfold giant doll for tea time. I will. Next time I'm thrifting, I'll think thousandfold, thousandfold, thousandfold the whole way there. And then I'll find a thousandfold. It'll be so good. It might not even be a doll. It might be a stuffy. Who knows? I feel complete now, too. Thank you. Okay, so where is it located? We said that, but it says the top of the head at the cerebral cortex. So for those of you who know your anatomy, it's right there at the cerebral cortex. Thousandfold, the gentle giant doll, exactly. Okay, and so the central issue of this chakra is awareness, and that makes so much sense because awareness, I believe, is something that really connects us with the divine. I got something in my eye. Okay, awareness. And the orientation to self is self-knowledge. So again, we talk about to connect best with your spirituality, know and love yourself first. That's how that's resonating with me. Self-knowledge is your orientation to self and your connection with the divine. Or the infinite, or, spirituality. The goals of Chakra 7, the crown chakra, are wisdom, knowledge, consciousness, and spiritual connection. Okay? The rights are to know. That's all it says. The rights to know. Very cool. And I'm talking about this. Developmental stage throughout life. And that makes complete sense. All through our lives, some of us are searching for this. And I feel like it's a journey until you're to the end, until you're all the way to the end. Will you then know? And maybe not even then. Maybe you got to do it again. Maybe you got to recycle that soul. I don't know exactly about how I feel about reincarnation. I know that I don't think that I was, but I think I'm brand new here. And I've had readings that told me I'm brand new here on this planet. So, yeah, for me, past lives, I don't know particularly, but I do believe that loads of people have had past lives. I just don't know if it was a part of me before this. Is the end tough? Okay, so let's see. Developmental stage throughout life. The identity is your universal identity. Your identity throughout the universe. Let's guess the demon. What do you guys think the demon of the crown chakra is? A bad hat? That'd be a pretty big demon. The demon of the crown chakra. No imagination. Good guess, Erica. Thank you. Not connecting with soul and not feeling spiritual. The demon, I'm gonna say it because I feel like we've found it. Hi, Tiffany. Welcome. Denial. Good guess, Heather. The demon is attachment. And I think what that means is when we're too attached to this physical world and not attached enough to the spiritual. I'm going to super quickly finish my live feed because my husband just went on live and we're going to watch him with the goats. So let's finish this super quick and then we'll come back to read fairy tales and look at these Beatles cards I want Tangerine to see and tell me about. Okay, because we're all going to go to Jukshai Farms, or those of you who want to, but I am. So let's see. The demon is attachment. The element is thought. I didn't know what thought was an element. And the excessive characteristics are overly intellectual, spiritual addiction, confusion, disassociation. The deficient characteristics are learning difficulties, spiritual skepticism, limited beliefs, materialism, and apathy. I will be sending this all over to you guys on Skype, and I will see you at